Alright, so some of you guys haven't pieced this together, but if you didn't know, the Ace Namgasm emote is, of course, Namshar's Kreegasm face. A bit of fun times. Wish he would come back to cast with us a little bit more. Maybe he will if he gets some downtime in the next season. But for now, spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map, he's down one at the moment. We'll see if he turn it around. It's going to be the blue Zerg player, Namshar. Raise your Namgasms.
The top right as the pink Protoss, it's Cooltea.
Alright, well that hit Namshar pretty darn hard. I really want to just kind of go over how the army fight for him was awkward, the attempt to go around the army with the Hydras and the Roaches. I mean, I completely understand that he felt pressured and he wanted to try and keep Cooltea from moving out. But I feel the job that those 7 Hydras, I think like 13 Roaches did, could have been accomplished by, say, 6 Roaches. And I'm sure could have sat at home waiting for the Vipers. So maybe patience be his best friend this game?
Yeah. Really, I think he could have survived if he had just remaxed on Roach Hydra again. Then he would have had the Vipers to actually complement the army.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have gotten rid of all that bank, and that sucks, right? But you killed Durforth, and you double expanded before this, so I think he could have survived.
Yeah, I super did not love the Mutalisk transition though at the end of the game. Like that was just whatever he had done other than that I would have liked, but to go for unupgraded Mutalisks for an attempted base trade, for an attempted anything, is just not going to cut it. Not when there's so many stalkers with upgrades. And again, kind of go back on the Overseers, if maybe he was worried about the game coming down to that point, more dedication to contaminates rather than any amount of changelings.
Not the cleanest PvZ or ZDP that we've ever seen. It was a clean PvZ, actually. Talking about Namshar a lot, because he was the one that kind of... The game was perfectly even. Little expanding was cool and all that until he made the mistake that he did. But Cooltea, he got away with a very greedy third. I mean, that was like 640 or something on the Nexus, and only off of 1 gateway and an Oracle. Like, any units, decent amount of units that Amtrak could have made, could have canceled it and kept him on 2 bases for a while longer. And then he just played a very solid, like, Blink Stalker game after that. It was like, pretty easy, really. I don't want to hate on Namshar, but it was like playing against the AI. There wasn't much decision making. Like, I got the big army and then I attacked.
That's like the meanest thing you could say to somebody.
It is, but it's usually the case. It's always going to be the case when it's a passive game into a, abrupt ending. It's always going to be like, wow, that was like playing against the AI. Like, I got the army and then I attacked and the AI lost.
Well, gets the probe block off, kind of a nuisance. 2 Lings are coming back home to kill this, but 4 Lings on the other side of the map looking to just try and make sure probes don't get to mine. Denied only until the Mothership Core, of course, comes out. Once this is down, it's a lot easier to clean up these Lings.
Yeah. Namshar did go for a slightly earlier pool. I think he went for a 14 pool. So I'm glad to see that it wasn't just really scared of a cannon rush or a misclick. Actually investing into 6 Lings. Fortunately, only 4 of them did make it across, so didn't get much done. But maybe had the Zealot been canceled, for instance, he could have gotten into the main and been really annoying.
Yeah. Well, does get that 3rd base down. Overgrowth is a bit of a fickle map. Once again, a little bit late to his gases, but not that this is a bad thing, just the stylistic choice of Namshar. I do kind of wish we'd see him be the one who goes aggressive properly this time. Last game the aggression was kind of, I feel, very unfounded. It was awkward. He went around the army. But if he comes into this with a plan, it's like, alright, if you're going to 7-gate me, I'm going to hit you before you get a chance to. Moments like that are what I really love seeing out of good Zerg players. And I know Namshar's got it within him if he was really looking to play that way. But standard so far, I mean, and that's about the best way I can describe it. Kind of, we make jokes about the PC, but it is very standard play out of Namshar. Exactly as expected. Cooltea, however, changing it up a little bit. He's got a couple of gateways down, but was it 3 in total?
Yeah. Looks like he's going to expand off of it.
Well, maybe.
Well, he is. I guess he could throw in like 5 gateways. He'd done it to attack first if he has opportunity, sure, but unless he does on 4 more gateways.
It just seems strange to put a pylon down if you're not going to dedicate anything further.
It's just if it happens, it happens. Like, if they only have Lings, if they're being really that greedy, I'm gonna warp in 3 zealots and like F you. If not, then okay, I lose 100 minerals and 200 minerals, I guess, the pylon and the zealot, and I expand.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's still probing right now, and he's going past the saturated amount. So I mean, yep, third base comes down. So I mean, I don't think it was a question of like him expanding so much as like when he was going to expand.
Yeah,
the fact that he takes this sooner isn't a bad thing, but this means Cooltea can't really apply too much pressure on the base. He is, however, forcing out a lot of extra defense on a Namshar, in a situation where Namshar would rather be happily droning, so still indirectly dealing damage, even though it's not in that probe line, or drone line, pardon.
You're right about that. I hope that Namshar doesn't just take it as like, oh, I had to make these roaches because I needed to defend. I would love if he did not make these drones, but just made more lings and attacked that third.
That's kind of the same sentiment I was thinking too. Like, again, but he's not really that. He's not being that aggressive of a player today, so
yeah,
it's weird because we've definitely seen Namshar be that guy. It's just today not his choice.
Yeah, and he didn't have speed, so reinforcing would have been really quite slow. It would have been only one cancel, and I guess you don't really want to risk losing your units on this side of the map because of that. So, oh well. Do still wish that would have happened, but hey, Cooltea gonna get away with the third again. Doing standard as standard does. Well, that is a lot of gateways. He was on 3, and then adding on 6 immediately, and not really with a lot of probes. I mean, 53 is good. I just wonder if he's going to attack sooner. Remember, like, last time, he didn't really attack. He postured and then waited for Colossus, and maybe he's going to attack with the sentries and the mothership a little bit sooner.
So, folks might not know this. If you don't donate $2 or more, the bot doesn't typically register things, but I just happen to be glancing over at the right time as this happened. And there's a 69-cent hilarious donation. The username is 4CG, and the message says, Lidl, Lidl, Lee.
That got better at the end. I wasn't impressed until the end. All right, so here's that push that I was wondering was going to come across the map. I mean, the gateways are early. It's not going to hit with any timing. It's not like +2 or blink. I mean, maybe if he waits long enough, blink will finish. I don't know. But it's still kind of a scary army. Remember, it's overgrowth. Let's talk about the abusable third here. If he gets in position, Namshar's going to regret life.
That's pretty harsh.
Yeah,
that's actually really harsh.
He is going to regret life because he lost his StarCraft 2 game. Or lost a third. I don't even know if you'd lose the game after that.
Well, he does have a fourth on the way, but this will probably get scouted given a good time. Roaches do have burrows, so, I mean, he might be able to just get past these force fields. He might be able to just hide underneath them if he gets a little too out of hand. Getting directly on top of the sentries, though, really quick. Nice quick burrow out of Namshar, buys himself a little bit of time. Gonna burrow some of the roaches, maybe play whack-a-mole and try and focus down the sentries, but I guess retaining his army is what matters the most, and that's not a bad choice at all.
Oh, just recall.
Almost its round. Tries to focus down the last couple units, doesn't quite get the shots off. I believe not many sentries died there. Yeah, only one did go down.
Yeah, that is what's important at the end of the day. But where is the Robo? He didn't throw down a Robo, so that was more, dedicated than I think he wants right now after not doing any damage. He's gonna regret just having, Blink Stalkers. I mean, Blink Stalkers and so force fields they'll let him survive, but he's gotta wait a while to get some very comfortable units like Immortals or hell, even Observers to see what the army is.
Yeah, I mean, the burrow is gonna be just impossible to deal with outside of those cannons. Every time you get those sick force fields, you're ready to take that fight. Burrow. More burrow. You just have to sit there and wait it out, and your force fields get completely wasted.
It was good on Namshar to take that fight as aggressive as he did. Had he waited any longer, abusable force fields and blink and +2 would have all been done. And he wouldn't have this position that he does now, which is quite good. Go into the main as well, maybe? Nope.
I think he'll split some off. It's just a matter of dealing with that the cannons first, and sure there'll be no detection for the directive. So, as we can see, he's actually killing. A
couple of stalkers chased the roaches. They made mistakes. Well,
yeah, corpses on the ground. Yeah, that burrow is going to be such a nuisance to deal with. Namshar doesn't quite have enough here to be incredibly deadly, but he is still harassing, killing off a good chunk of probes at this point. 11 so far, 14 in total.
But behind this, it's such a better response, I feel, to, dedicating units. First of all, there's no Hydras, so it's not super expensive. Second of all, it's actually doing damage, not just canceling or killing a fourth. It's killing probe, making him stay back home. He's either forgetting or choosing not to go up to Colossus. I'm not sure which. But Namshar is getting a Roach Hydra Viper. This has gotten him a lot of time.
Yeah, I just hope this, I don't know what you want to call it, like the imperativeness to go out before proper time doesn't kick his ass again.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like Cooltea's gonna go into an all-in again. Not going up to a Robo. DTs are gonna really pull Namshar apart, hopefully for Cooltea, and then he's gonna attack with Blinkstalkers and Force Fields and an Immortal, which, you know, if it faced Namshar's army at face value, Roach Hydra and the Viper's Blinding Cloud probably doesn't do too well, but if Namshar's all split up because of the DTs, it could do well. The DTs aren't hitting yet, so this is awkward. There they are. They're going in now.
Well, it gets a couple of Stalkers, but you're right, like, here comes the DTs. Now, there are Overseers waiting, so this might not get too out of hand.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all. This was supposed to buy a lot more time. I think after cleaning this up, Namshar might realize he has a pretty powerful move here, maybe even a kill move. I mean, the Colossus, not on the way yet. The Robotics Bay took a very long time to get down. I was really suspecting we would even see one after building out 2 Immortals. You know, he's gonna try and go into a macro game, and he's just not prepared.
Well, it's just those awkward bits of trading out. You know, a couple Stalkers here, a couple of Hydralisks there, mostly Roaches. But I think as tech advances, this is going to outclass Namshar pretty heavily. The Templar are going to feed back the Vipers, that's cool. But then there's going to be on top of this the Storm potential. It's a lot of damage on top of the Hydralisks. In fact, it's enough to kill them if done correctly. But oh man, Cooltea is so out of position for this. If Namshar pushes up towards the 4th/3rd, yeah, the Immortal's going to struggle. The Sentries are going to struggle. Maybe the Blinkstalkers get there in time, but if the Blinkstalkers get there too fast, if they get their head of the entire army, they can't really fight.
So the High Templars were up in just in time. I like this choice, even though he got a Robotics Bay not to go for Colossus, but just go faster than the High Templars. It's a much better decision. Yes. Now he's just to hold on for Storm, and he will definitely take on this army no problem.
Storms are so far away, though, and that's the problem. Looking for those feedbacks if he can land them. Stocks from behind, Blinding Clouds are going down. A couple of feedbacks happen to go off, but we'll see if the Vipers maybe get out alive. The Hydras are going to fall, but Namshar takes out a large portion of Cooltea's army while this goes on. So while he's in a terrible spot right now, he's down in supply in a big way. He's got 87 workers off of what is 5 bases plus a gold. If he can't recover from this, I would be truly shocked.
Lacking on gas seems to be his main problem here. So we're gonna add in a couple of lings. Not a bad idea. You know, use the lings as emergency defense, sure, but also maybe a counterattack on the 4th. But has Namshar has he committed too much too soon? He's gonna lose the gold base. He needs time. Just all he needs is time to get a good army, and he'll be fine. He has the money. He has the tech. He even has the upgrades.
You go for those cancels might not have seemed like a big idea for someone to set a bank, but those units were going to die otherwise, so saves himself a lot of time, strife, effort, as well as the units. Stalkers on the front line still being beaten back quite heavily. The Infestors coming out.
Please, Infestor, please. Okay.
It's okay, Fungal. It's okay, Fungal.
More Fungals are on the way, but we do have to find ourselves in that abusable spot we talked about earlier. It's a couple of force fields, including a hatchery, and you do wall off most of their army.
The Immortal just does so much damage to units, whether it's armored or otherwise, so it is very difficult for Namshar to take a proper fight here. 20
Hydralisks, though. Ugh, hopefully not all of them are coming from that 4th base. Okay, only 2.
Well, even with 20 Hydralisks, like it's +3 on the way. It's nearing completion. You usually just don't see this.
No recall either. It's still good positions for Cooltea. Cooltea is never finding himself totally, you know, in the open, getting fungal and surrounded. A little bit here, a little bit. Now he's trying to run out of those force fields, so maybe now would be a good time to rather run away, but he blinks forward. I don't know. Might have been a mistake. No.
He's just doing a lot of damage. They can kill a lot of the Stalkers. It'll be a question of can they deal with the Immortals in that Archon, though. It looks like just barely no.
Well, uh-oh.
I'm sure he's getting a little bit low on supply. He's building some right now, but this attack, it's relentless is the key. Now, there's another base over here at the top left-ish, so it's not like he's completely without mining while this goes on. Still mining off of, or was mining off that 4th. Could maybe transfer the drones over. A little bit dangerous, a little bit scary.
I wonder if he's gonna have to give up another base. Oh, the pools on the Immortals are so So important. Might just hold on now. Lots of reinforcements though. Cooltea's on 4 bases. He didn't take any economic damage to all those Hydras. Oh, and the Fungals even missed.
Well, this is getting a little bit worse for Namshar. They're still both on fairly even army supply, but it's like, whose army supply is better? With the Stalkers what they are, they're just going to keep kiting and blinking and shooting, and the Immortal, okay, it brings some damage to the party, but it's really not the biggest part at this point. I think the Blink Stalkers are like #1.
He's used up all of that bank that he had. I mean, he was at like 3k, 1k. It's all gone, and Cooltea is the one that's mining much better. 91 probes, holy.
Yeah, no one really has any
much.
money behind this, but Cooltea will given 5 or 10 minutes. What do you think about remaking the Mothership core at this point?
Probably worth it. But then he's really dedicating a lot to this. I mean, I think with as much damage as he's done, he could just go home. Maybe build up the Colossus count finally to get the robotics spay. Or I guess he canceled it. Okay, canceled it in favor of the High Templars and ended up working out a lot more in his favor. I mean, really, if he had gone to Colossus, those Viper Pools would have killed him, and well, he might be in the game 3 already. Because it was Immortals and High Templars.
Yeah, I really liked the Infestors actually. I thought that was kind of a cool choice out of Namshar too, but didn't really get to fully use them.
Yeah, well, it was just all about the time that Cooltea attacked.
Yeah.
Namshar, you know, was remaxing, just not fast enough. He was getting Spine Crawlers, just not fast enough. And the Fungals, they were there, but like one at a time, not really chained. The force fields are wrecking in many ways. Perfect army composition, bad timing, bad positioning.
Sorry, I meant to blow my nose and I knocked my mic off. Is it still working?
Yeah.
Okay. Or not off, but like the pop filter like turned upside down. Or not my pop filter, my shock mount. I was like, oh no, did I just pull a zombie grub? But never mind. We do have the links running through to the 3rd, but I mean there's not really a lot here too. I guess getting the Robo is gonna be nice. Killing the Temple Archives could limit the amount of storms that come out behind us, but looks like he's not quite gonna be able to do this. These links don't have any upgrades on them, of course. It's the Hydralisk that have the damage. The links are just supposed to buffer a little bit if they can.
It's nothing but Hydras, though.
It's coming in from behind. The blink goes down. Fungals do kind of miss.
This won't work. Oh god.
Blinding Cloud was a cool attempt at an Namshar, but you're right, this isn't going to work. He's going to lose another Hydralisk army. He's got no money behind this. Drones are dying somewhere while this goes on. Yeah, 1DT goes to the 4th. GG, good luck. Oh, zombie grub. Oh no, our buddy Namshar falls out of the tournaments.